And to absolutely nobody's surprise whatsoever, it has been a year since the last episode. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's been longer than a year. So, hey there, everyone. Mario 110 back with another What If Picked Up episode. Over a year later, again. That's just how I am with this now, I guess. So, before I get started, I just want to mention something. What you're seeing right now, my little setup here in front of me, the table, I have not recorded this in 4 years. I've recorded in the living room before this, but in terms of actually being in this room doing an episode, having the camera like this, it has been a little over 4 years. That's insane. Like I'm questioning myself right now. Like it's really been that long. Like when I did this over 4 years ago, this exact camera, like this exact view, it's actually when I got the complete Wii U collection, when I got my complete North American set for physical Wii U games. So yeah, that's how long I've had that done for. But yeah, without further ado, we can actually get started on this. Because it's been such a long time since I've done an episode of this, there's going to be a lot of stuff here. And I don't know if all of it is going to be able to fit on this table, but we're going to find out. So without further ado, let's actually get this started. So I figured that the first thing that I could start off with is actually some, I guess some backdrops in a way. But we're going to start with this baby here. This is a countertop standee for Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, the Switch version, as you can see. It says here, available May 23rd, 2024. This is what it looks like at the back. Just a plain white cardstock, setup here, I guess, with the back here to help it stand up. But yeah, this is by far one of my favorite pieces in my collection, no joke. The whole, hey, we need to support this game for Paper Mario to go back to its, yeah, you get it. You get what I'm saying. But yeah, I figured that would be the first thing that I would show, just so we have a backdrop. Absolutely love that I have that. One of my favorite pieces for sure. And I got a second countertop standee here. Same basic thing. Here's the back of it again. That's how it stands up again. But this time it is for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Available June 27th. I just love when they have the actual release dates for the games, not, available now. Like it just, so much more history that way. Like it tells you when it's going to come out. That's more valuable in my opinion. Not as excited for this. I don't know what you would call it, a port or a remake or whatever, but I also loved that game too. I know it wasn't as it wasn't as favored as the original, and I guess Luigi's Mansion 3 also. But in my opinion, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was a good game, and yeah, I don't know. For some reason, they wanted to name the remake or the port Luigi's Mansion 2. Say for example, the Japanese version of the game for 3DS, they just had the same naming convention. I don't know why. Only without the HD, obviously. But yeah, no, it's they look really good. As countertop standees, they look pretty fantastic, not gonna lie. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some symmetry here. I figured why not make those two the first things to show, and yeah, they'd be good as a backdrop for the rest of the collection for this video. Just my thoughts on the matter. Now, the first controller that I'm about to show you, because, it's been over a year since I did a video of this, so obviously I'm going to have more controllers. Yeah, this is by far one of my favorite Nintendo Switch controllers ever, and it is the Rematch Glow wireless Switch controller. It is a booth-themed controller. It is glow-in-the-dark. It's also wireless, too, right? It's wireless. It has motion controls. There's not a lot of compromising here. You're basically getting everything in a normal controller, except, you get some extra stuff thrown in here, like the glow-in-the-dark stuff and Remappable buttons. There's another part of the box. There's the back there. Scan me. I don't even know if you can scan that through the phone. Can you? Can you do that right now? If I just held it up here, I don't even know. But yeah, this controller is from PDP. They are pretty good when it comes to making third-party Switch controllers. I mean, honestly, this feels like the real deal. It's a very pristine, it's a very premium feeling controller. You can actually feel the boos that are on there. And yeah, like I said, it's glow in the dark. It's wireless and it has motion controls, so there's no compromise anywhere really. It's a bit more on the expensive side, but I'd say it's worth it. And to fit the theme, I guess we're just going to put the controller in front of the Luigi's Mansion sign. I mean, why not, right? That seems like a good fit, you know? Coincidentally, I actually have another controller. Excuse me. In this case, it is actually a Bowser theme, right? It still has glow-in-the-dark stuff, remappable buttons, rechargeable motion controls, wireless, all that. It's the same thing. Same brand, except it features Bowser. You have all those little Bowsers on the side there, and then you can see him go and do his attack. Pretty good stuff there. Some diagrams on the sides of the box. Glow in the dark once again, like I said. And yeah, unlike that controller, this box actually has the price tag on it. So it's pretty premium. And that's actually Canadian. Remember, this is Canadian pricing here. So it costs a pretty penny, but it's worth it. Like the last What I've Picked Up video that I did, I showed off Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. That was a game that started off digitally, but then they announced that there's going to be a physical edition and, you know, even some deluxe stuff in there too for all the hardcore collectors. Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind, or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind. Jeez, say that 5 times fast. But yeah, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a game, same developers. Yeah, it was also a game that started off digitally, but then later on it got announced to have a physical edition, where it would have just a normal retail copy and then a deluxe edition. Sort of the same theme here, except this isn't a big flippin' box. But yeah, this is the same developers as Shredder's Revenge. This packaging isn't too great for the camera here, but hopefully you can see. The steelbook, I don't know what the sword is. I don't know the lore of Power Rangers. I should rewatch the series. I didn't even see all the episodes even. But yeah, it's like themed green. I guess it's to commemorate one of the actors from the older show that passed away. I forget his name. But yeah, rest in peace. I forget your name, but you did a good job. The cast wasn't the same without him, for sure. You know, it's weird to know that he's gone. So if they wanted to do another Power Rangers thing, he just wouldn't be in it. But yeah, that is probably what that is. And then the other Switch game that I have here, I have this on PlayStation 5, but I mean, knowing me with my history with these developers, I got Born of Bread for the Switch. It's from a different publisher who did the North American side of things. For people who know me, and I'm not going to dwell on this too long, but for people who know me and know my channel very well, you'll know that I'm very, very synonymous with this game. I actually got my first and last name in the credits, also my YouTube username. And yeah, the developers know who I am, and yeah, all of them and I actually talk. And I'm really, really happy with where I am in life when it comes to that. Not everyone has that luxury to be in that kind of position. But yeah, this game is near and dear to my heart because of that. Although he may not look like much, Loaf might be the hero this land needs. Needs, of course. And it's kind of weird that he has dialogue, because he doesn't actually talk in the game. He's a silent protagonist. And then the screenshots are loaves of bread, or slices of bread, you know what I mean? But, yeah. Right there, Wild Arts, that's them. Dear Villagers, I believe, was the publisher. and then Pix and Love handled the physical copies for this. They handled the PAL region, and then Red Art Games did the North American side of things. But yeah, I am very, very, very synonymous with this game for obvious reasons. Hopefully I can just stand this up. Yeah. It's not very often that someone can say, I have my full name in the credits. Like, my history with Born of Bread. Like, I was obsessed with that game. Like, my life revolved around Born of Bread for, like, 2 years or something. I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm in. And yeah, I still talk with them to this day. And then the last thing that I can show off for Nintendo Switch is actually a Switch case. It is a Sonic the Hedgehog brand. I don't know if I can communicate what kind of material this is, but hold on. You know, and then you knock it. Yeah, it's a very, very good quality case. And I don't know if I was able to communicate the material there, but, you know, do some ASMR stuff right there, you know. But yeah, it's got a red outside, which is really cool. And then you can see on these zippers, or hopefully you can. I don't know if I... Wait, can I show them? Yeah, I was probably just aiming the wrong way. You can see the Sonic emblem. I don't know if you can see that, but I think you can. So that's a nice little detail. And then on the inside of the case here, you just got your standard fare. That's where the Switch goes. You got a spot for 10 games, and then whatever you keep in there, I guess, you know. Not too crazy, but I mean, hey, this wasn't even at an actual game store, and this was only $15. So, I mean, if you're able to get stuff like that for cheap, I mean, I'd say it's pretty much worth it. I don't know. Here and there, I like to collect cases. You know, if they're out in the wild and they're pretty cheap, might as well pick them up. I have a neat little collection of Switch cases, and here and there, I think I like to collect more. But yeah, moving away from Nintendo Switch now, we are actually going to go to PlayStation 5. Now, I'm going to sort this backwards. Like, I'm going to have the top of it be, or let's see, what was I trying to do here? Yeah, I'm going to show these in a specific order here. But yeah, I got some select PlayStation 5 games that I got since the last video. I don't, you know what, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if I got all the ones that I got since that video. I don't even know. So first up is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This is kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure, first-person kind of thing. The humor in this is absolutely outstanding. As you can see, I didn't open this yet. I played a bit of this when it was available on PlayStation Plus, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to buy this physically. It's a first-person exploration game. It is an expanded reimagining of the critically acclaimed, award-winning indie game, The Stanley Parable, from 2013. So they added a lot to this game. But yeah, the humor in this is absolutely top-notch. I got Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Personally, in my opinion, I think we need more 3D platformers like this. I mean, we got Astrobot, you know, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, we need more games like this, absolutely. You know, especially for PlayStation, I feel like they just need to be back on that side of things, like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. There needs to be more games like that. Like, it's just, I don't want to have an oversaturation of open world, deep narrative games. Like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for hundreds of hours per open world game. Like, I'm sorry. All right, give me more platformers. Just give me more stuff like that, please. We got Pac-Man World Re-Pac. This is another game that I tried on PlayStation Plus, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy this physically. As you can see, I Amazoned this one. Yeah, I actually didn't play much of the original Pac-Man World for PlayStation 1, or Pac-Man World 2 for that matter. I really hope that they re-release Pac-Man World 2 for PS5 as well, and Nintendo Switch and all that. I got Hades. also for PlayStation 5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate was one of my favorite games of 2024. Here, sorry if I'm not getting in front of the mic. Splintered Fate was by far one of my favorite games of last year, and people were telling me that, oh yeah, it's like Hades. And I'm like, oh, well, I've been meaning to try out Hades, so now that I know that information, I'm just going to go ahead and buy that now. Also factory sealed, but you best believe I'm going to be trying that out very soon. I got that for pretty cheap, actually. Like, what was it, like $25? That's not bad at all, especially when it comes to what the market is at for games now. And then we got a pretty big one here. We got Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I mean, what can't be said about this game? Like, the developers, Sandfall Interactive, absolutely huge success story for them. Absolutely massive. Like, this is a masterpiece of a game right here. This is the epitome of work of art. Absolutely amazing game. I love me some turn-based RPGs, so this falls right in line with my kind of genre. And yeah, it definitely tells you that you don't need to be a AAA studio to bring out a game like that. Absolutely phenomenal game. And then, like I said before, I got Born of Bread on PS5. This came out last year, this edition. It has a different front and back. This game actually has swearing, believe it or not. So that's what that is. Different back, like I said. This one actually tells you about the type advantages in the battle system. Unlike the other one, which is kind of odd. But, yeah, that's what that is. So there are the PlayStation 5 titles there. Well, actually, there's a little bit more when it comes to PlayStation 5 titles. But those were just the normal, like, retail kind of cases. But I got, like, more box ones here. I need to learn my lesson. So, my first thought was, oh, this game is perfect for Switch. There's no spec. There's no compromising specs with the Nintendo Switch, right? But then my friend told me, isn't it kind of redundant to get the physical copy for Switch as well as digital? And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right on that one, aren't you? So this one we actually opened up. My girlfriend is also more of a PlayStation 5 kind of girl instead of Nintendo. So if there's any games that I'm interested in playing co-op with her, if there's a PlayStation 5 version of it, she'll play it. She's not against playing it on Switch. But if she had a choice, she obviously has a preference, and that's it. We got a very special game here. We got something called The Plucky Squire. We got a deluxe edition of this too. This game is the epitome of I have fallen in love with video games all over again. Even though this is Mario FM 110, right? This is me we're talking about here. And I feel that sentiment. This game is nothing short of a miracle that we can have new original ideas again. So the main character of the game is named Jot, and basically the game takes place in a storybook, as you can see here. Like, just the graphics are just absolutely top notch. This art style is something else. But then something happens where he gets plucked out of the storybook when he's trying to foil the villain, and then you explore this creepy 3D, this something's not right kind of vibe. And yeah, this game is the definition of a brand new idea. This game is the definition of I have fallen in love with games all over again. New original ideas can still happen in this day and age, and I'm really, really happy about that. This is a game that I actually just stumbled upon by complete accident, but this is called F.I.S.T, Forged in Shadow Torch. This is a Metroidvania type experience, and it's like a very, very like dystopian, like World War II kind of game, if that makes any sense. Just I don't know if that box art conveys that, but yeah, it has to do with anthropomorphic animals, and the main character here wants to, save his friends, save his family, and try to save the town, and, after it got taken over and all that stuff. I got mine with the Steelbook, has some stickers in there, has an original soundtrack in there, which is pretty cool. kind of unfortunate that it's a digital soundtrack. I don't really understand why that happens, the amount that it does. If it's physical, I don't know why it's just not physical. But yeah, I would highly, highly recommend Forged and Shadow Torch. One of my favorite 2D games of all time. And then, last but certainly not least, for PlayStation 5. Oh boy. You guys remember this game? I actually got a factory sealed copy of this before they were just completely off the face of the earth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what happened with this game, but long story short, if you don't know, I'm not going to say everything, but the two things that come to mind, sorry for the reflection there, the two things that come to mind are, we have this kind of experience somewhere else. It's like an online only, like 4v4 or 5v5 kind of game, first person shooter kind of thing. Like, we can get this experience elsewhere. And on top of that, the game was woke. The developers, they decided to put some woke stuff in there, including the whole pronoun thing. And, not everyone believes in that kind of thing. People have the right to their opinions. And it just kind of seemed like they were pushing their agenda on people. So that is part of the reason on why that flopped, and it is one of the biggest disasters in gaming history, as you can see here. Like, they have spent an unbelievable amount of money and an unbelievable amount of time making this game, only for it to last, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks or something, and then it got pulled from the store, and physical copies were pulled from the store, even though they don't have the game on the disc, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it is. It's something that I consider to be one of the rarest things on the console. I think that's the only physical copy that made its way onto anything like PlayStation 5. That's it. So that's fun. That's a good lesson on what not to do when making a game. And then something that I got over here that I'm not going to even be able to fit on the table, I don't think. Maybe not. I'm probably going to have to turn these around this way, which I suppose makes sense, because everything else is facing this way. But one other thing that I got, check this out. This is another thing that's factory sealed. Yeah. When I tell people that my backlog is huge, I'm not just talking about games. Oh boy, I have created a problem here. So I'm going to have to just remove this and probably just, yeah. I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed Collector's Edition. This comes with a sort of statue like the pizza van. It's got pens, a notebook that's themed after the game, patches, a collector's box for everything. I think there's more than that, but anyway, this is the cost for it in Canada, by the way. And I didn't even open this. I swear I plan on opening it, but it's just not going to happen now. Yeah. Like I said, when it comes to backlogs, it's not just video games themselves that I have trouble playing and keeping up to date with. It's actual collector's editions that I haven't opened yet. That's how bad the backlog is. It's bad. Funny story, though. This actually was supposed to come with the PlayStation 5 game, but when I picked this up, they actually had the retail game separately from the box, and that's like a printing error, which is really weird. That's very strange. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So I'm just going to try and show the back of this as best I can. I'm probably just going to have to take these off quickly in order to fit this in the dang shot. Yeah, I turned that around, right? Yeah, I did. So I don't know how well that shows up on the camera, but that's it right there. Has all the content there. The shrink wrap is kind of yeah, there's an LED sign that's there. There's an art book. There's a poster, a mouse mat. There's actually a decent amount of stuff here. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess it doesn't actually show the game on the back. Never mind. I was told that there was a printing error, or at the very least, this was supposed to have the game inside of it. That's what I was told. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, no, it's actually not a bad Turtles game at all. It kind of feels like Persona mixed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where you go to school, or or not school, but like it kind of has this Persona feel. Like there are stages, or there are moments in between the stages that kind of feel Persona-esque. Like it tracks the time of day, and you have a limited time to do certain things, and you're just walking around talking to people. Yeah, it just has that sort of vibe. So yeah, it's different, but it's a good kind of different. So yeah, I'm not gonna have that in the shot. No chance. Ooh. Last thing for the PlayStation 5 is this kind of green controller. I don't know what they actually call it. Hold on. What's the actual name for it again? Oh, okay. Yeah, I always forget where they put it. It's such a tiny detail too. It's called Chroma Teal. I guess they have their own lineup of PlayStation 5 controllers, like starting last year or something like that, where it has this sort of gradient, this glossy gradient. They've had their own lineup. There's other ones that are like that. And yeah, she actually accidentally ripped the case there. And that was actually the same day that I don't know for people who are fans of my channel, but that cat that I loved so much, yeah, that cat actually passed away and got put down, had to be put down, and it was the same day that we got this controller. And that scratch is kind of synonymous with that. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling to see that because that happened on the same day, unfortunately. Anyways, moving on from that. Rest in peace, kitty. I got myself and yeah, so probably wondering what this baby is. You know what? I'm probably gonna have to move this back a bit, aren't I? This kind of looks like if you're out to sea and you got nothing left. You got like your last rations of food or something. But no, it is nothing of the sort. So if we just undo this and undo that, check it out. This is a Nintendo Switch 2 travel case. It is a heavy-duty case to bring all your Switch 2 stuff in. So you got what is it? You got the Switch 2 dock here with the HDMI cable inside of it. You got the Joy-Con 2 grip, some straps that fit in there. You got the Switch 2 Pro controller. In that section there, you got the AC adapter, like you got the plug with the cable. And then last but certainly not least, you got some slits for cartridges, and you got space for the Switch 2 console itself. And it's just made of foam here on the top. So yeah, everything fits very, very snug, as you can see. You buckle that back up. Oh, see, it's pretty heavy duty there. And this knob on the front is actually for making it airtight. So if there's anything in your bag and something spills, it's not going to go in there. Oh yeah, very, very heavy duty travel case there. And yeah, it's got a handle so that you can just bring it. Perfect stuff there. Yeah, it's the same color scheme as Mario. You got the red, you got the blue, you got the yellow, all that stuff. This isn't absolutely massive like some other things have been on the list, but I actually bit the bullet and I got the PlayStation Portal. This is something that I wasn't actually interested in getting at first, but they made a black version of it. We actually did justify it because sometimes she watches TV, and if I want to play some PlayStation 5, I'll just treat it like a Wii U gamepad and just stream it onto the device. But yeah, it actually serves its purpose. I get some use out of this from time to time. Not a whole lot, but it does serve its purpose whenever I need to play and she's actually on the TV, or vice versa. All right. I mean, that's when I got the PlayStation 5, when that bundle came out, so it all works. It all comes full circle, doesn't it? Last but certainly not least, we can't forget about this. Debatedly the most important thing. The Nintendo Switch 2. Right here. It's hard to believe that this console is already over a month old. I played it a decent little while. Like, I played it every day for a little while, but then I started to fall back a little bit. There are some things about it that I don't like, but there are some things about it that are absolutely amazing. Say for example, when it comes to the key card situation, I'm not a fan of that personally. I'm not going to buy a single one. But, for people out there that enjoy them, I guess you enjoy them. But for me personally, I just can't do it. But then when it comes to, playing original Switch games and putting them in the Switch 2, they just run so much better depending on the game that you play. There is overall a lot of good here. And I can't wait for Donkey Kong Bonanza and beyond. The first thing that I'll talk about, minus the console, is a screen protector. I got a glass one. Usually they come with two of them, but this one only came with one, which is kind of weird, but I actually put it on pretty well. I was pretty much like on the dot when I put the screen protector on it, and my friends were actually jealous, like, oh, I don't have patience to do that. So yeah, it is pretty rewarding once you know how to do it yourself. I was here for the Nintendo Switch 2 system launch. I got that, and then it shows the 2025 thing on it. And we got a Mario Kart World picture on the back, which strangely looks kind of dark. I don't know if it comes across on the camera, but it's a very, very dark image overall. It does say, if it focuses, there we go, for promotional use only, not for resale. I like those. But I'm going to try my best to put it up like this. There we go. Just like that. I got a fiber cloth that's modeled after the Switch 2. I don't know if it shows up or not, but anyway, it's a Switch 2 fiber cloth, which I'm probably not going to open, let's be honest. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, are the games. Now, as you see here, the Nintendo Switch 2 that I got was without Mario Kart World because I wanted it physically. Luckily, my girlfriend paid 50-50. Like, she paid 50% of it. And, it didn't hurt as much, you could say. But yeah, I didn't get the Switch 2 bundle with this game because it was going to be a digital copy, and, well, you know how I am when it comes to that stuff. The other game that I got at launch was Cyberpunk 2077 with the Phantom Liberty DLC. Minus first party, we don't know what's going to happen with third party games, if they're going to be keycard or not. Cyberpunk, for example, though, is an actual physical title. And if I just open this up here, there's some stickers in there, actually, which is pretty cool. You got one of the male and you got one of the female there, depending on which one you choose. Not an insane amount of stuff, but it's something. Yep, it's something, all right. It's a physical game. That's something. And then more recently, I was actually able to pick up Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. I got the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, as you can see. Wait, I don't know why I zoomed in on that. You can see right here. Now, this right here, just like Cyberpunk, right? Because you have the DLC on it. And I've never played Cyberpunk before, so playing it for my first time, having the DLC on cart, it's great. This is also another good example of it, of physical media. You could say it's a marvelous decision they made. My first impression of the Rune Factory games, starting with this one, is, it kind of looks like Genshin Impact a bit. There's a lot of similarities there, and my girlfriend absolutely loves Genshin, so she's loving this game as a result. Same kind of deal. You pick male and female to start off with, all that good stuff. And look at that. Look at this. Special report on Azuma. Top secret. You actually have a physical manual here. And I'm actually going to take it out just for a second. Look at that. It's like a little mailer. It's awesome, dude. There's the logo on the back. And then hopefully I can do this well. But it tells you about different characters. Tells you about all the different villages that you interact with at some point. And then here's an example of, let's see, it teaches you about earning and spending XP. You end your day, and then it tallies what your XP gains were. Don't stay up overnight or else you'll actually lose XP, which is kind of a neat system. It tells you about your chief duties, village levels, missions, leveling up, managing the villagers. Yeah, it's good stuff. And then here tells you about the divine dances of each character. It tells you about the weapons and weaknesses. It tells you a decent amount of stuff, actually. This right here is what needs to be supported. Do not support keycards, at least in my opinion. I think they are, I think they're terrible. Sales were less than expected for keycards, and Cyberpunk was the most sold third-party game at launch. And it's like, listen, the writing's on the wall here, buddy. Like, do you not understand why? It's so, listen, where there's smoke, there's fire. The writing's on the wall. Like, do I need to give you any more phrases? Do I need to give you any more synonyms here? Do you not get it? People want to own their games. That's just how it is, right? Most people want to, right? Some developers were actually saying what their estimated lowest projections were. Like, this is the lowest I can see this game selling. And all these games actually sold lower than what they thought. Like, their lowest estimates. Let's just say the game sold even lower than that. So it's clear that the majority of people don't want keycards. Yeah, like I said before, I am going to try my very best to get as many physical Switch 2 games as humanly possible, right? Not doing keycards, not doing any of that. The only games that I'm getting for Switch 2 are physical games, right? Maybe when it comes to, what's that game that was digital only? It's Fast Racing. What is it? Oh, Fast Fusion, right. In cases like that, I don't mind buying those kind of games, but most of the time, I'm just not going to buy anything digital. All right, I forgot another thing in my collection, or should I say two more things? It's always one more thing when it comes to my collection, just one more. It's always like that. But yeah, as you can see here, this is a banner. It is a mesh banner in particular for Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door on Switch. An absolutely brilliant piece right here. And then down here it says pre-order bonus. Receive a free slipcover when you pre-order the Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door game for the Nintendo Switch system. And I don't know if you can see this, but it says offer valid until, May 22nd. Even I can't see it. And then over here, I got the Nintendo Switch 2 Be the First to Know advertisement for the system. It was the first thing in terms of physical. Like, it was the first physical promo for Nintendo Switch 2 ever. It comes in two big cardstock pieces. The top is the console itself, and then the bottom is the QR code, using the QR code to sign up for updates on pre-order availability. And this is before the whole tariff situation came into effect too, that, Nintendo had to change the release date for it, for pre-ordering. It was just a mess. Okay, I think that's it now. I'm just going to curl up into a ball and pass out for the next 10 hours or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.